This is what happens when you play with a cat on your lap while wearing a delicate summer top. Hi, I'm Agnès. Welcome to my eclectic channel. I make videos for fun. We've been working on an upcycling project. We're turning a cute summer top into a cute summer dress. We've been working on the button band. So here they are. I started the first one 2.5 centimeters from the edge, and that makes sense because I have 1.5 centimeters seam allowance, and then I said I would start my button 1 centimeter down. So there you have it. And then I measured on my top to get the right spacing here, which also happens to be 2.5 centimeters, and I have 1 centimeter buttons. And then to make this really even, I also measured from the edge, and that's 9 millimeters from the edge. So those are perfectly placed 9 buttonholes, which I now have to go and stitch my great wall of awful. I sewed the 9 buttons on, and I can see it, you guys. I think this will be cute. I'm going to finish the skirt before working on the sleeves, just to see what this looks like before I add the sleeves on. And now it's time to gather the top of the skirt. The standard method is to work a row of base stitching along the top and then pull on the threads to gather. I've got my row of base stitching at the top of the skirt, and it's time to gather. So here you want to break the thread at a few places. You don't want to have too small chunks because that would be cumbersome. But on the flip side, you cannot like pull on this continuous thread here. It's just too long. It's gonna break anyway. I broke my thread in 2 places, which means I'm gathering this in thirds. If your skirt is bigger, you might want to do fourths. Break your thread in 3 places. So this is a long process, but now what you want to do is gather and gather and gather until you get until this panel matches the bodice. So here it comes. We are going to pin the skirt to the bodice. This is a pretty simple step, but when I sew, I often get hopelessly confused. And this is one of these times when I would get confused, but I rehearsed this before shooting this video. So what you want to do is you want to take your summer top and lay it with the right side facing, but it's best to put it upside down. So here's where the waistline is going to go. And then there's my trou light 2 here. It's about to disappear. And then you want to take the skirt. There's the waist that I've already partially gathered. And I'm going to finish the gathering. So you line up the waist where it's going to get stitched to the top. So I'm going to pin the button band, and remember that we wanted to do a 1.5 seam allowance on this skirt. So I'm actually gonna put a pin here to mark that. And then I wanted to sew it to, I have a little ladder here, my lace ladder. So I want to stitch above that. That's one side. And then go to the other side. And here we want to do the same thing. All right, so now we need to do some gatherings so that the width of the skirt at the waist matches the width of the top at the wrist. Once you got your gathering about right, when it's uniform and it matches the width of the top, then we can pin. Stitching a gathered skirt is always, or anything gathered, is tricky because the gathering creates a bulk right where the needle needs to go, so it shifts a whole lot. I've learned. So this is a case where I like to put my pins vertically, and I put lots of them so that I can reduce the shifting while I'm sewing. I failed to start my video, so you guys missed some painful footage of me stitching the skirt to the bodice, but it's secure, and we have this little lace detail at the waist showing here. I do believe everything is secure. Not well, it is secure, but I pulled the skirt a little more here. That's why I haven't hemmed it yet. Okay, I don't think it'll make a difference. I'm keeping the original top here. You noticed I have not cut anything. Now the little tear is hidden behind the skirt. I'll just leave it. I gave the waistline a good press, and that's really all it required. I also did a fitting, and it's cute. And remember, I haven't done the sleeves yet, but I'll try it because I just want to see. I want to see it both ways how this dress works. I'm going to use base stitching to set the sleeves in and see. But let's finish the skirt. So while I was doing a fitting, I also checked for length, and I've determined that I needed to remove. I want the above the knee is a very good length on me. Right now this is hitting me right below the knee, and it's this is not how this dress needs to be. So this is how much I need to remove. I've pinned it, so I'm gonna have to trim this much from the bottom. It's really easy because this is a rectangle, and then I'll go ahead and hem the bottom. The last thing I need to do is to come back and see if I need any more buttonholes. They stop here, and I think it would look better if I added one more. Okay guys, I gotta do a reveal now. This is the dress without the puff sleeves added. My work here is done. Not yet! I love the dress as it is, but I've already cut the sleeves, and I have this stubborn vision in my mind that I want to realize. So let's put them together and see what we get. And we'll work on that next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like.